Hi there and welcome to the video. When was the last time I had created a video? I don't remember exactly. It might have been a year or two, I think so. But the last time I had demonstrated to you a chat application which I had made in Java. And this time again it's something special. It's a free backup application which I've made in C. Now don't look at the GUI, the graphical user interface, because not a single thought had been given on GUI while creating this application. The only motive of creating this application was just to create a backup application, that's it. So please bear the GUI. Okay, so first thing first, why a backup application at all? So let's say you have a computer hard drive and an external hard drive, and let's say you have a data folder which is important to you, right? I mean, every one of us might have at least one folder which is very important to us, and we have frequent addition and deletion of files and or editing of files. So what a backup application does is it copies the data folder from the source to the destination. Well, you might say, why do I need a backup application for this, right? I can select this folder, hit copy, and then copy it onto the destination. Well, you can do that, but let's say one of these files has been edited, right, and you want this edited file also to be present on to the destination. Well, so one approach is you can select this file, hit copy, and copy it onto a destination. This is one approach. Well, what if you have two edited files? In this case, if you use this approach, you'll select these two files, hit copy, and then copy them onto the destination. Well, but let's say this is the case. You have a folder which has, let's say, about 1000 Word document files, 200 edited Word document files, and 100 movies. Now selecting each of these 200 edited files and copying them from the source to the destination is practically insane, right? Well, the other approach is you can select the entire folder and replace the destination folder with the updated data folder. Well, that's not practically feasible either. I mean, it is feasible, but that's insane, because just for 500 MB edited files, the size, it's about 500 MB, that's 0.5 GB, you will have to copy the entire folder of, let's say, 403 GB. So again, that's not practically a wise decision to make. So this is where a backup application comes into picture, and this is where it gets handy, because what a backup application does is the first time it copies the entire folder from source to the destination. That's the first time. Excuse me. But the next time, let's say you add some new files in your source folder, and you added some of the files in your folder, and you delete some of the files on your source folder. So a backup application, well, what it does is it copies those files, the newly added files, from your source folder to the destination folder. It also copies the edited files from your source folder to the destination folder, and the remaining files, they are kept untouched on the destination. So this is what a backup application does. So you don't have to go and select these 200 edited files. The backup application does that for you. So in a nutshell, what a backup application does is it does what we call as intelligent copying. I think this is the most simple term I can come up with. So now let's get on to the demonstration of the application. Now this source code, it has been uploaded on GitHub, and I'll provide the link, and I also copy the link beneath the video. Okay, so let's execute this application. Now these are some of the instructions which are given. I won't read them out to you, but I'll definitely explain them. Okay, so now let's say I wish to back up this folder, DBZ, right? Dragon Ball Z, and I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z actually. So enter the folder name. Okay, DBZ. Please enter the path where your source folder is located. Well, it's located on right click properties. I'm gonna select this, Control C, close, right click, add it, paste, enter. Please enter the path where your destination folder is located or is to be created. Okay, so let's say I want this folder to be backed up over here, data drive F. So I'm gonna write F colon. Always remember to place a colon after the drive name. Right now I want this folder to be backed up on drive F. Let's say you have an external hard drive, so you need to put in the corresponding drive letter. Okay, enter. Now press 1 for exactly as in source, 2 for backup. Now this application provides these two methods for backup. Now let's try to understand what each of this method does. Exactly as in source. Okay, let's say you have a source folder and a destination folder. Now first time when you back up the source folder, what the application does is it copies the entire source folder onto the destination, no matter which option you choose, exactly as in source or backup. The first time when you ask this application to back up that folder, it's gonna copy the entire folder. Exactly as in source, what it does is, let's say in the source folder you have added some new files, some new songs, images or anything, some new Word document files. So what this application does is it detects which new files have been added on the source and will copy those files onto the destination. I repeat, it will detect which files have been copied on the source, I mean newly added on the source, and these newly added files from the source will be copied onto the destination. That's about copying. Next comes editing. Let's say you edited some notepad files or Word documents on your source folder, which are located inside your source folder. You edited some of these files. So what this application does is it detects which files have been edited and will copy those files onto the destination, and the previous files on the destination, the previous corresponding files, will be replaced by these edited files from the source folder. I repeat, the edited files from the source folder will be copied onto the destination, and the corresponding you can say the outdated files on the destination will be replaced by these edited files. Number 3 is delete. This is where these two options differ. Coming to copy and edit, these two options perform exactly the same. There's no difference. But when coming to delete, this is where these two options differ. Exactly as in source, what it does is, let's say you have deleted some of the files from the source. Some files are unwanted and you have deleted some of these files. So exactly as in source, what it does is it will also delete the corresponding files on the destination as well. I repeat, exactly as in source, if this option is chosen, then the application will delete the files from the destination, the files which have been deleted on the source. So these files will be deleted. Coming to backup, if you have deleted some of the files on the source, then those corresponding files on the destination won't be deleted. They will not be deleted. So in the long run, what happens is that the files keep on accumulating if you choose backup. But exactly as in source, it cleans up the files from the destination which you have already deleted from the source. Okay, since this is the first time, it does not matter which option we choose, because all it's gonna do is it's gonna copy the entire source folder from the source to the destination. Let's say we are choosing number 2, backup. You see, all the files, first what it did was it made a list of all the files which are present inside this folder dbz. So in all there are 10 files. We can count them: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Yeah, there are 10 files in all. So what this application did is it copied all these 10 files onto the newly created folder dbz over here, and all these files they have been copied from over here. Do wish to continue? Yes. Folder name again, dbz c users Arlin desktop, destination is F. Okay, now let's do something. Let's say this abc.text, let's change this text. Today is a nice morning. Let's make it evening. Okay, today is a nice evening, right? On the source it's evening, on the destination it's morning. And let's say we have this file in the footsteps of Fusion. Let's say this file has been newly added on the source. Now let me delete one of the files as well. Let's say we delete Vegeta powers up. Okay, Vegeta powers up has been deleted from the source, but it is still present on the destination. Vegeta powers up. Okay, now let me choose exactly as in source. So now what it should do is it should copy the newly added file, which is footsteps, in the footsteps of Fusion. This file should be copied on the destination. Then even this file should be copied because it has been edited, right? Morning has been changed to evening, so even this file should be copied, and Vegeta powers up .mp3, that file should be deleted from the destination. So now let's choose exactly as in source. Okay, let's check it. abc.text, it has been copied, and these files vegeta.mp3, you can see that this software has detected that no updates were found, right? So it did not copy these files on the destination, and this file in the footsteps of Fusion, this file was copied on the destination. Okay, now let's go and check on the destination. Vegeta powers up, that file is gone now. In the footsteps of Fusion, it has been added. abc.text, morning has been changed to evening. So this is about option number 1. Okay, so now we are gonna look at option number 2. We'll choose the same folder for the sake of convenience. So let's write dbz, and the source path is C users Arlin desktop, and the destination is F:. Now we are going to choose option number 2, but before we do that, let's make appropriate changes so that we can verify if this application is working correctly. So abc.text, let's change evening to evening and morning. Today is a nice evening and morning. Let's add a new file, xyz.text. okay, and this is xyz, and let's delete a file, goku's theme.flv. let's delete this. Now let's check it on the destination. abc.text, today is a nice evening, it's not evening and morning. xyz.text, it's not present on the destination, and goku's theme.flv. okay, now if we choose option number 2, the newly created file, that's xyz.text, should be present on the destination. The edited file, that's abc.text, should also be present on the destination. The updated abc.text and goku's theme.flv should not be deleted from the destination. So let's choose option number 2. okay, you can see over here xyz.text, it has been copied. Let's scroll up. abc.text, since it has been modified, it has been copied. That's it. Now let's Now let's check it on the destination. It's the source, this is the destination, and yeah, xyz.txt, this is xyz. This file has been copied, even this file has been copied, and Goku's theme.flv has not been deleted. So always you just figure out which option is appropriate for you, right? Because if you choose a wrong option, you might end up losing your important files. Okay, do you wish to continue? No. Your feedback and suggestions are always welcome on my email. My email is arlinbatara@ymail.com. But before we depart, I think there are two important points which should be mentioned. Number one is, the first time when you copy your folder from source to destination, this new folder will be created, folder name .info, right? Do not delete this folder, because think of this, the first time it copies all the files from the source folder to the destination folder. Okay, that's the first time. But in the subsequent times, the application selects the files which have to be copied from the source to the destination, right? The files which have been newly added to the source and the files which have been edited on the source. Only these files are copied from the source to the destination. So how does application does that? I mean, it needs some information, right? So that information it gets from this folder. So do not delete this folder. And number two is, the more the number of files, the more time the application will take, because it has to search those many number of files, so it's gonna take some time. So even though the size of the folder might not be large, but the number of files might be large, so in that case it's gonna take time. The number of files in the folder matters. Okay, and as the number of files increase, so does the size of this folder name.info, because it contains the meta files corresponding to the files which are present in the source folder. So as the number of files increase, the application execution time will increase, and so will the size of this folder. So before departing, I would like to provide this link. Just log on to github.com/arlinbatara/free backup application. You do not need to type this link. I'll provide this in the description. You can click and visit this link. Those of you who are interested in this source code, who wish to study this source code, the source code is available over here. All the CPP files and the header files are available. And those who are just interested in the application, you can click over here, free backup application.exe. You can then click on view raw and download the file, save file, and open, run, and there you go. You have the application now, and you can use it. You can circulate this application freely. So that's it. So thanks for watching, and you have any feedback, any suggestions, they are always welcome on my email. My email is arlinbatara@ymail.com. So that's it. Goodbye. See you soon.